the Gili Islands are a popular destination from Bali, but Gili T, Gili Air and Gili Meno actually sit off the north coast of Lombok, Bali's closest neighbour. And unbeknown to most travellers, there are actually over 30 other Gili Islands dotted around Lombok's coastline, most of which are very rarely visited. So we went in search of some of these lesser known gems. For our last few days on Lombok Island, we headed away from the rustic countryside of Tete Batu and down to a hip surfing town on the south coast. This is our adventure across Lombok. Much of Lombok was devastated by huge earthquakes in 2018, but Kuta was very quick to bounce back. Hello guys, Ryan here and welcome to Kuta, Lombok. Not to be confused with the Kuta in Bali, which is a very, very different vibe. But saying that, this is definitely the busiest place we've been to in Lombok. It's quite a young crowd, it's a surfing town, so there's a lot of very cool cafes and kind of hipster brunch spots. If I had to compare it to anywhere in Bali, I'd say it's closest to Canggu, and if you've seen my Canggu video on this channel, then you know I wasn't a massive fan of that. But we are not here to explore the town, we're here to find some very special islands, and tomorrow we're getting a boat there. This area is well known for its stunning white sand beaches, which were definitely the most beautiful that we saw on the island. In less than 20 minutes, you can drive to Tanjung Aan Beach with its many beach shacks, restaurants and bars. And 20 minutes in the other direction, you have Mawan Beach, which has much less in the way of food and drink, but it's still a stunning place to relax. But we came this way to find some even better beaches on some hidden islands. The next morning, we set off early, heading to a port over to the west of Kuta. Two hours of driving later, we've made it to the port, which is very rural, very small, and very quiet. There's probably only about 2 boats parked here. And absolutely no tourists. Crazy. After a short wait, we headed onto the pier. To save some money, we had actually paid for a group boat tour of the islands, but it turned out that we were the only people with a booking that day, so it was essentially a private tour. Was to see 3 of the secret Gili Islands in total, and we quickly set off towards the first, which took less than 10 minutes. And it was clear straight away that we had found a little piece of paradise. Welcome to our first island, Gili Nanggu. There's about 4 other tourists here. The water is blue, crystal clear, and this is supposed to be a really good spot for snorkelling. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get into the water. That is insane. Almost as soon as you step into the water, there's just tons and tons of massive fish. if you head just slightly further out, there's sort of this sunken house. It looks kind of like a cage and it's just covered in life. It's amazing. It looks like there is, or was, a sort of hotel on this island. Looks like some bungalows. But it looks pretty closed to me. What an unbelievably good start to the day. White sand, crystal clear water. Honestly, this is giving the Philippines a run for its money. Next, we're heading to Gili Sudak, which is the biggest of the 3 islands that we're visiting today, and we're going to get some lunch there. Can think of worse places to have lunch. Slough. Another very beautiful island. There's a couple of warungs here, so we had some nice food, and then we went to another snorkeling spot, and it wasn't as clear as the last one, but there was a little minivan and a bike sunken in there, which is quite cool. Next, we're heading right over there to the smallest island of the 3. Look how tiny this place is. This is Gili Kedis, the smallest of the 3 islands that we're visiting today. And to show you just how small this place is, I'm now going to run around the whole thing and see how long it takes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! How long was that? Put it on screen. When I think of the Gili Islands, I think of paradise. You know, secluded white sand beaches with crystal blue water. And Gili T, Gili Air, Gili Meno, they were that. They still are that, but they've changed in the sense that it's so easy to get to them that everybody heads there from Bali, everybody heads there from Lombok. But sometimes it's easy to forget that if you just step very slightly outside of your comfort zone, if you choose the route that is slightly more difficult, you could be rewarded with amazing places like this. This is what going to the Gili Islands is about. We're back in Lombok now, back in the car, heading to Kuta again. We made it back to Kuta just as the sun was about to set, so we climbed up the green Merez Hills to get some views over the coastline. And this is where our time in Lombok came to an end. An island that is just 20 minutes flight from Bali, but a place that most tourists don't know anything about. For me, Lombok was everything that I expected to find on Bali and more. So when you're looking to travel again, I highly recommend taking the trip here. was our adventure across Lombok. Thank you so much for watching this series. Make sure you check out the full playlist if you've missed any of the previous episodes, and I'll see you next time for one last Indonesian adventure.